News and Views Radio Network. In a little bit, Abby's going to play some sound of what happened last night in regards to the Fargo City Commission meeting. Commissioner Dave Piepkorn brought just, well, shall we say, a ton of passion to the debate with Fargo State Senator and builder Jim Roers. Roers Construction, you see the signs all over town. But take a listen to what Dave Piepkorn said last night.
I think he's lied to all of us. He lied to the Roosevelt Neighborhood Association. And this is it, and it's common. That's what big developers think they can get away with. And this time it's not going to happen. And so to me, you have no credibility. I think we need to look at our options, because to me, this was all planned a long time ago. He was never going to abide by this. And now to say the costs are higher, well, gee, maybe you should have built it when you should have built it. I wouldn't believe it if this guy said the sky is blue and the grass is green. And the scary thing is his daughter's running for mayor. Imagine if 2 months from now we would have had a new mayor. Do you think we would have heard about any of this? I think it would have all gone away.
Those are pretty strong words. And I said before we bring Jim on here, I said, look, the Roers family has an opportunity to speak to this as well. He drove over here and is willing to do that. Senator Jim Roers, good to have you on News and Views.
Thank you, Joel.
You just got called a liar.
Yeah, I'm just shocked, Joel. I was totally in a state of disbelief last night when he was making those accusations against me. You know, this project is about a $52 million project. We're about $50 million done in the project. And we got the last $2 million to go, to which we have every intention of building those townhomes. We never, ever walked away from the responsibility of building those homes. It was a matter of timing. And now the timing has fallen a little bit back behind. We're 4 months behind what we set up to do back in 2019, okay? And for him to turn around and call me a liar and that we don't do what we say is totally, unbelievably, incredibly stupid, okay? Because we've done everything. We've done $50 million worth of work that we said we would do, and now we're down to the last $2 million, and he says we're not credible? Where is he coming from? This is so politically driven that you would have to be blind not to be able to see that the two candidates that are running against my daughter for mayor, and the one candidate that's always wanted to be a mayor in this community, are calling us out as being bad developers and being not reliable people when we have developed millions of dollars of assets in this town. I don't know where he's coming from. And another fact is, he's saying that the Roosevelt district or the Roosevelt community is upset. I talked to the people from the Roosevelt community. They said until last Thursday, they never knew there was an issue. They never knew there was an issue. So what is bringing this up? What is making this huge, incredibly big deal of the fact that we're 4 months behind schedule on a $50 million job? And as it relates to giving extensions and working with developers, it happens every day of the year. So why all at once this one making such an issue where they would call me a liar, a cheater, and a stealer is just beyond belief, except for the fact that my daughter happens to be running against several of those people that want that office. Okay, so if you look at the complexion here, guys, it doesn't smell good.
So let me get a couple of things out that I want to give you a chance to address as well, though. There was word last night that look, costs have gone up, and that's what slowed this project down, that costs have gone up. Part of the argument that you heard Commissioner Piepkorn just say is maybe you should have built it sooner before costs did go up. I want to give you a chance to answer that.
Oh, absolutely. I'll answer that. So if you looked at the site, it was a very congested site, and the townhomes were a small part of the overall project. They were always intended to be the third phase. The first phase was the student housing. The second phase was the church, and the third phase was the townhomes because of the way the work had to flow on the project. And now that we've gotten to the point where we were ready to kick off the townhomes as a result of COVID and the acceleration in prices, all I was asking is, let's take a pause here and let things moderate so that I can build these townhomes in a cost-effective manner. That's all I was asking. I never said I was not going to build the townhomes. They said that. Okay. I never said that. Piepkorn said that. I had never had no intentions of not doing what I committed to do. Okay. Piepkorn said I did this to get the money flowing. The money flowing part, getting the tax or the for-profit piece up and functioning, creates the revenues to support the TIF. It has to be the first thing out of the chutes. That's the way it was designed from the beginning. As Piepkorn said, or as Jim Gilmore said, we paid $29,000 in taxes, and we got $140,000 coming due. That's the way the system works. You pay the taxes, and then you get that increment back. All I was asking for is to just delay the start of the build of the townhomes so that we could let the cost moderate and get the job done that we originally committed to do.
There were people that said that the way you did this came at the last minute, that if this project was late, if it was delayed, if you needed extra time, you should have come to the commission far sooner.
Maybe you could make that argument. These things happen all the time where projects get delayed. I never even thought about the fact that the time clock was expiring. We were working along on the project as a whole, getting things done. The church has taken a tremendous amount of time than was anticipated. However, it is also 3 times more complex and beautiful than it was ever intended to be at the beginning. So things like that just take time. And that's what we did. We gave it the appropriate time. When we get done with this project, it's going to be an absolute beautiful project from end to end. And if it takes another year to get it done, I guess when I look at a project of this size, scope, and importance within the community, let it be.
I don't want to say this into this microphone when you're not here and be afraid to say it when you are here. So I'm going to look you right in the eye and say that part of what was said to be a challenge was the traffic. You and I both know that 12th Avenue and University are busy roads, and they're always going to be busy roads. Is in any way, shape, or form traffic being used as a discussion point as to why this project is moving slower?
No, I don't believe traffic was ever brought up by anybody but Dave Piepkorn, for all I know. I don't know who brought up the traffic issue. I talked about the fact that the site was congested and it took us more time to get it done. I talked about the fact that with COVID, we have seen cost escalations beyond beyond anybody's belief. And that was the 2 reasons why I said, let's take a pause, give it a little bit of time for the pricing to come back down within line, and we'll build the project. I never said traffic caused us any more issues than we anticipated.
Okay, couple of messages from people, and I want to give you a chance to answer to these. The problem is when you agree or contract, if the price goes up, you eat it. That's a real weak argument on your part. I want to give you a chance to answer that.
You could make that argument, yeah, but this is a relationship, and when we've entered into all of these different TIFs and pilots, it's a give and take relationship. And for one person to stand there and hold a hammer over your head and say, perform now or get out, that's not the way business is normally done in these relationships. It's a give and take relationship. Right now, it happens to be a take relationship because of the political environment that we're in right now.
Now, Jim, you haven't been in a lot. I think you were in here once before when I was in here. But what happens is people send text messages in, albeit anonymously, and then, they're meant to be questions or comments. So somebody wrote in and said, Jim, let's take a look at your building practices with me being in the trades. I have worked with your company in the past and had my feet held to the carpet by Roers with no negotiation what to do. Costs have increased, but in our case, you didn't care. And go with the lowest bid, then screw the subs over all of it. That you get the point they're making. So I want to give you a chance to address that.
Yeah, I really can't address that. I mean, it's one of those things that, I don't know what specific instance they're talking about. Certainly if we knew, what it was, maybe it'd be a little easier to honestly respond to that. But, in the world that we operate in, yes, we do hold people's feet to the fire. However, I believe our feet have been held to the fire here. If you look at the fact that $50 million worth of development's already done, We're down to the last little thing of 7 townhomes, of $2 million project. I think we've produced.